This morning on DC News Now, we're talking about some snow showers back out towards western Maryland. The rest of the region, we are dry, but those winds are starting to pick up, and we already have some wind advisories issued for much of the DMV through the day today, so those winds will continue to rise. More details on that coming up.
Also coming up this morning, an overnight fire in northwest DC has displaced 7 people. What we know from officials this morning.
Plus, a third person shot in Sunday's double homicide in southeast DC. What we are learning about their condition.
And after tripping and falling at a DC hotel last week, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is out of the hospital. We'll have an update on his condition.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Your time right now is 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside. Another chilly start to our morning, Jackie. It was cold yesterday, but it feels even colder today.
Yeah, it feels even colder when you factor in that wind. And we do have wind advisories to talk about. But first, I do want to talk about satellite and radar as you're heading out the door this morning. We have this low off towards our north and east, and that is that nor'easter that's impacting New England. And we have this high pressure back out towards our west. We are sandwiched in between the two. The winds will continue to crank as we round out the rest of your Tuesday, especially this afternoon into the early evening. Gust 35 to 45 miles per hour, locally higher gusts possibly back out towards the mountains region where we could be seeing upwards of 50 miles per hour possible. But we do see a few of those snow showers out there this morning and already seeing some of that accumulation and hearing some snow reports back out towards Garrett County. 3 to 5 inches of snow has already fallen, and we do have that winter weather advisory still in effect until 1 p.m. this afternoon. The rest of the region could be seeing that passing snow flurry farther off towards the north, back out towards north central Maryland. Aside from that, we're looking at those temperatures starting off into the 30s, but it's likely feeling a little bit colder when you factor in these wind gusts. And those gusts are starting to pick up back out towards Kaiser, already reporting at least a 40-mile-per-hour gust. And those wind chills, those are starting off into the upper teens to low 20s, especially back out towards I-81. Closer towards DC, we're feeling like we're into the upper 20s to even lower 30s farther south is what it feels like. And this is what I was talking about, that wind advisory in effect. Now, this has been extended. Now, it starts at 9 a.m. and then continues through early tomorrow morning. I have more details on the timing of these wind gusts coming up, but right now I do want to toss it over to Shanika with the on-point traffic update. How are those roadways out there on this Tuesday morning?
Oh, it's complicated right now. We have some problems in northern Virginia, 95 heading northbound. You're on your brakes, and this is the regular lanes. The express lanes are moving just fine, but again, 95 heading northbound right between Lorton and Fairfax County Parkway. Let's flip over to the maps. You're looking at more delays, and this is 95 heading southbound, this time in Cherry Hill, College Park area. So this crash happened right between Cherry Hill and the Beltway. You are jammed all the way back to the ICC.
Our Shanika, thank you. Your Know and Go headlines this morning. 2 people recovering after an overnight fire in northwest DC. It happened on 3rd Street near New Hampshire Avenue in Petworth. Now 7 people were out of their home this morning. Our Lex Wars is live on the scene with the latest details in just a few minutes.
And police are investigating after a car crashed into an outdoor seating area of a restaurant in Silver Spring. This happened at about 7 o'clock last night. We do know several people were injured. The cause of that accident remains under investigation.
And a man is in jail this morning after police say he tried shooting a man on a metro train in Anacostia. They also say he then tried stealing 5 different cars at Wheaton Mall, where they say he shot a woman in the face and then tried breaking into a nearby home. Police say he's been charged with attempted murder, home invasion, and several counts of carjackings.
And the White House is assuring people their money is safe after Friday's failure of Silicon Valley Bank. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, expanded insurance coverage for the bank, insuring deposits of more than $250,000. If you are worried about your money, you can check that your bank is covered by the FDIC.
Time right now 6:03. 7 people are without a home this morning after a fire ripped through an apartment building in Petworth in northwest DC. DC News Now 6 Wars is live at the scene this morning. And Lex, about an hour ago, those firefighters actually just wrapped up.
Yeah, that's right. It took them quite a while to get the fire out and then make sure that all of the hot spots were out. I mean, you can see the destruction behind me here on the back side of the apartment building. This is actually where the fire started, on the back porch here. And like I said, taking about 4 hours for DC Fire to get here, get the fire out, and go through all of the hot spots. Now, it was first reported just after midnight initially DC Fire did say, like I said, that the fire starting here on the back side of the house, but those flames quickly spread through the building. Firefighters were out here working until about 4:15 to get everything out. 2 people who were living in the building did get hurt, but they are expected to be okay. Now there is a total of 7 people who are without a home, as well as a family dog that's also displaced. As far as any casualties or any deaths that came from this fire, one family pet, a cat, did die, and another is still missing. Of course, once DC Fire investigators figure out exactly what caused this fire, we'll let you know and update you both here and online. For now, live in Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Thank you, Lex. New details and video of a fire that tore through 4 businesses in Fairfax County. This happened early Sunday morning just off Columbia Pike in Annandale. The building is home to a hair salon, 2 Korean restaurants, and a local mailing service. One frequent customer says the businesses will be missed.
Very small, and it's small, but a lot of people in and out. It's so busy. You have to wait for normally waiting in line an hour. Especially this place has been a long time and run a lot of business, basically this area.
Going between multiple buildings now.
Officials say none of the businesses had sprinklers or fire alarms. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Time right now, 6:05, a developing story out of Montgomery County. A car hit a building before crashing into an outdoor dining area in Silver Spring. This happened at the Daily Dish restaurant. Now, multiple people suffered minor injuries after the car crashed into the seating area around 7 o'clock last night. The crash also damaged several neighboring businesses. Now, one business owner says crashes like this, they've happened before.
We were just talking about it. We were just thinking maybe we need some bigger barriers here. At least just this front part, just to protect these businesses. Because, like I said, second time in 6 months. I've been here, 12 years or so, and maybe 3rd or 4th time I've seen it happen.
Officials have not estimated the total amount of damages to the nearby businesses.
It was like crash, 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 and then some shots.
Well, that right there was what one witness described hearing during a deadly shooting and car crash in Southeast D.C. over the weekend. Police say 3 men were shot inside of an SUV. 2 died at the scene. 1 is recovering. Police say the shooting happened Sunday night during a car chase along 11th and M Streets. It ended near the intersection of Pennsylvania Avenue. Police have identified one of the victims as 34-year-old Othaniel Gaither. They're not releasing the names of the other 2. Police or people in that area say they're worried about safety.
It was scary. It was pretty scary last night.
First thing I heard was the cops say, drop the weapon.
Right now we do know that it was a targeted event where one vehicle was shooting at another.
And several other cars in that area were damaged. Police say they are now looking for a sedan that took off after the shootings. All right, well, a D.C. man is behind bars this morning after police say he attempted a string of carjackings at a mall in Montgomery County.
Yeah, police say 43-year-old Monterey Horn tried shooting a man on a metro train in Anacostia. Now, according to officials, he then tried stealing 5 cars at Wheaton Mall. And in one of those carjackings, they say he shot a woman in the face. That woman is now in serious condition. Investigators say he also tried breaking into a home in Wheaton, and now the neighborhood is on high alert.
So scary because this area, is very quiet and now where is scary.
It's very unusual for this neighborhood. This neighborhood is very quiet. It was surprising that I came out to that, to see that.
Police say Horn recently served 17 years in jail for sexually assaulting a child. He is now facing attempted murder, home invasion, and several counts of carjackings.
Your time right now is 6:08. Senator Mitch McConnell is out of the hospital this morning. The 81-year-old spent nearly a week in the hospital after a fall at a D.C. hotel last week. Now he tripped and fell on Wednesday night at the Waldorf Astoria in D.C. McConnell's office says he also fractured his hip and will now have to go through physical therapy. As of right now, it's not clear how long he's going to be out or how Senate proceedings will be impacted. And in a major deal, Australia is buying nuclear-powered attack submarines from the United States. The submarines are not nuclear armed. President Biden met with the Australian and British prime ministers as they announced this new partnership. And the Biden administration approves the Willow Oil drilling project in North Slope, Alaska. About 68,000 acres of existing land would be given to the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska. Climate activists are expected to file a lawsuit. Developing now, the White House is assuring people that their money is safe after Friday's failure of Silicon Valley Bank.
It is the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Now federal authorities are stepping in. President Biden says the U.S. is taking emergency measures to stop a potential banking crisis. Yesterday it was announced that Signature Bank of New York also closed. Some lawmakers say bank investors and executives are at fault, while others believe the Biden administration is to blame.
I have no sympathy for the executives, no sympathy for people who have stock there. But the depositors are protected.
The Biden administration, they need to take ownership in what this economy is doing. They're the ones that have been printing money. You know, they're the ones that have got a budget that keeps borrowing.
Capitol Hill lawmakers say they want to get to the bottom of the failures to make sure they do not happen again.
And while the federal government moved to protect everyone with money in Silicon Valley Bank, questions still remain this morning if problems will become more widespread. Analysts say there was not a widespread panic about large deposits at multiple banks because the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, expanded insurance coverage for Silicon Valley Bank. They insure deposits of more than $250,000. One financial analyst tells us what this means for everyday customers.
If you have $10,000 in your checking or savings account, you are well under the balance of $250,000. Banks are already paying fees within the FDIC insurance pot to ensure that you are fully covered. So you're just not in that place of concern. The biggest concerns are for folks who are managing the cash flow of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
If you have more concerns, here's a few things you can do to make sure your money is safe. First, check that your bank is covered by the FDIC. Next, check your balance. You won't have to pay for insurance for deposits less than $250,000. Keep in mind, only checking and savings accounts are insured. The FDIC says investments like stocks, bonds, and crypto assets are not insured. The FDIC says if your bank does fail, your insurance payout will come the next business day at another insured bank or by check. All right, your time now, 6:11 on a Tuesday.
Yeah, still to come this morning on DC News Now, losing an hour of sleep impacting you. If so, you're not alone. A look at the health impacts of daylight saving next.
And a bill in West Virginia that toughens penalties for those convicted of killing first responders is now law. Details of that new law coming up next.
But first, a live look outside on this very cold start to this Tuesday morning. Jackie, is it going to warm up a bit?
It will eventually, but it won't feel much warmer out there, considering we'll have those winds, and those winds will be sticking around. We have wind advisories in place for much of the DMV, and we are seeing those gusts right now, 25 to be close to 40 miles per hour for parts of the region. More details and the timing coming up right after the break.